All right, so our program is our Manufacturing Careers Internship program. This is Nikki from BCS, sorry. And we call it MCIP for short, so if I start calling it that, I'm sorry. So what our program is, it starts with a 4-week boot camp where they get work readiness, so take your A game to work, forklift and OSHA training. We do tours to local manufacturers. We do resume workshops, mock interviewing, financial literacy, sexual harassment in the workplace workshop. So a whole bunch of things to help them make them work ready to be in not only the workplace, but in a manufacturing workplace. And then it's followed by a 8-week paid internship at a local manufacturer. So we are running this out of the west suburbs of Chicago and the southern suburbs of the Cook County area. So our goal is for the cohorts that we're having is 10 customers out of each location, so 5 from west, 5 from south, will be selected out if they're interested in going through a welding track. So what that means for the customers after boot camp, they will be going enrolled at Daly College for their welding non-credit track. And then that means for their internship, they work 3 days a week, Monday through Wednesday, and then they go to training Thursday and Friday. And the end of the welding track, they will get their welding qualification through Daly and can sit for the AWS through the employer. We're actually working on finding AWS testing sites as well. So we're currently working on that. So that's kind of the gist of our program. We have a small group that's focusing on welding in our normal manufacturing group.
So if they complete and they get their AWS, what's kind of their next step? Do they continue on with Daily or do?
So it's up to them. Hopefully, we will definitely help them at the end. They might be hired on by their internship site, which is a possibility for any customer that goes through their internship. There's a possibility that we do that. And sometimes what we've been doing is, since we are a WIOA grant, we have the WIOA grant in the Cook County Workforce Partnership, we've been then co-enrolling them and possibly doing OJTs. So we've been doing that if possible. We'll help them with job search. If they decide that they want additional training to go past what they've already learned to make them more marketable, we'll explore that and possibly, again, co-enroll them in on our CCWP side and help them pay for additional academic training to make them more marketable if they want to get more than what they got through with the AWS, with the training at Daly. So there's options for them, and it's kind of individual driven, and it's, yeah, like I said, it's individual driven. So it depends on what the customer would like. If their internship site is willing to hire them, that's great. Whether that be through an OJT or just a direct hire, we'll explore either way.
So you said that with internships, is that with one specific employer, or do you have multiple employers?
I have multiple employers, and I actually don't have that list of employers right now.
Gotcha.
With Eddie not here, I didn't get that full list of the employers we've been working with.
And then do you have a separate list of like permanent employment slots too outside of your internship slots?
Yeah, we definitely have other employers because part of BCS, we have a business services team. So their goal is to make connections with employers. So we have a pool of employers that we can pull from if the internship site doesn't work out and they don't get hired through their internship site. We can see some of what our other employers might be hiring for either entry-level manufacturing, or if they went through the welding track, maybe an entry-level welder with a little bit of experience. So we do look through that as well. So we have both internship sites that are possibly looking at hiring their interns if they work out, and we have employers that don't take an intern, but we have relationships with them that we can refer our customers to.
Great. Anybody have any questions for Nikki on the program? Now, how long is your boot camp? Did you say how long your boot camp?
It's 4 weeks.
4 weeks, okay. And then what is their average wage when they employed?
For the internship, I believe we're doing a minimum wage of $12 an hour, I think. Because we're not located in the city of Chicago, we don't have the mandatory Chicago minimum wage, but we try and be close to that. But afterwards, it's hard to say. Some of the customers, if they get hired on, it's between minimum wage and I think like $15 an hour or more. Just depends on the hiring practice of the employer.
Okay, great. Does anybody have any questions for Nikki on their program design, on how they establish their relationships with employers, or anything along those lines? Okay, quiet group. Nikki, thanks so much. I appreciate you sharing your program and what you guys are doing. And once again, take note of what they do. If there's any components of programs that these organizations are doing that you think might be a good fit for you, or you want more information, we can definitely share. And if you guys are okay with that, we'll just share contacts, and you can always reach out to your counterparts in the programs, the other grants, and see what's going on specifically with, if it deals with employment or outreach or whatever. Okay, thank you. So let's go to OAI now.
Good morning, this is Don from OAI. Like BCS, the basic concept of our program is getting individuals into entry-level manufacturing jobs, which is a key industry in our South Suburban Chicago area. But what we're like them too, we're also adding beyond entry-level sorts of skills levels for these individuals, particularly because the manufacturers that we work with are telling us that there's a dwindling talent pipeline because of the image of manufacturing, but also baby boomer retirements are really mounting, and they're needing to fill that pipeline quickly. So we're trying to upskill the people that can move quickly in with the skills that are leaving those manufacturers. It's an industry concentration in our region, and it's a great opportunity for the high school graduates to earn middle-class wages. And that's another reason. We look at it as a two-sided market. We're supporting the employer in the area, but also supporting workforce development. And like I said, providing something that can give them, that they can earn middle-class wages. What we do beyond basic boot camp is to provide training in manufacturing in specific recognized certifications. NIMS 1, which is measurement, materials, and safety, and NIMS 2, which is job setup for CNC and other equipment like that. That's provided through our partner trainers, which is Prairie State College for the out-of-school youth and Rich East High School for the in-school youth. And it provides that hands-on training and certification training for CNC, lathes, saws, and things like that. And it also includes our what we provide in other manufacturing programs, the OSHA and forklift certifications. The in-school youth go through a full school year of manufacturing tech. The interesting part about that is that they don't just get manufacturing tech that leads to the certification testing, but they also get supportive services. So once a week they get, they meet, plus they have access school day round to social workers and a school psychologist. We attend those once a week sessions called, I can't remember the name of the session, but they talk about things that are happening in their personal lives, things about their careers and family situations and what's going on in the program itself, and share with each other. And we try to both listen and try to find solutions to those things that come up there. The out-of-school youth have approximately a 10-week program where they get the same sort of training and support that the in-school youth get. OAI provides the wraparound services, soft skill training, the administrative management, and then placement at the end. We have connections with local manufacturers to provide tours, mentorships, internships, and that permanent placement opportunity. And we have a stable of about 20 local manufacturers that we've connected with through an industry employer-led regional group that meets pretty regularly. It's employer-led, meaning that they own this organization, this informal organization where we agencies like us, as well as the educational agencies in the area, discuss what sort of programs the employers are looking for, how the outcomes have manifested, and try to learn from that what's going to make the people that go through our program successful and keep the employers here in the area. A unique aspect of our program is the use of the Maker Lab in our learning manufacturing concepts and encouraging an interest in manufacturing. So throughout the program, not just in the boot camp, we sprinkle 4 or 5 different Maker Lab sessions. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Maker Labs, they're usually community-based or school-based, but ours is here at OAI, and it includes lathes, hobby-level lathes, CNC machines, 3D printers and lasers, woodworking equipment and design software that goes along with that, and electronics and even robotics and microcontrollers are a part of that. So we embed that introductory training in our programs to get the kids excited about making things and understanding some of the technology that they're going to run into on the shop floor. We share that Maker Lab with the community. When it's not being used by our programs, it's open to the community, and hobbyists, entrepreneurs, just interested people come in and learn all of that equipment also. One other thing that we have is that several of our employers have apprenticeship, formal DOL apprenticeship programs, so we're able to place people there and they can continue their education at one of the local colleges. And lastly, there's also a scholarship program called America's Promise that's involved, that we have access to, that if any of the participants in our program wish to continue their education, specifically in manufacturing, that scholarship program can pay for classes specific to manufacturing.
That's great information. And for the in-school youth, do you work with a specific school district, then?
We do. Our focus is on the far south suburbs, almost touching Will County. So we are in the Rich East Township, Rich East High School District, Rich Township High School. I'm not sure. Rich East High School is the school that we work with. Township is the overall district. Rich East has a fairly new manufacturing tech program that started maybe a couple years before we got involved, and the results have been very good. one other plug I can put for them as well as our program is that we get our participants involved in a regional robotics competition. It's called the Southworks Olympics, Robotic Olympics. So it has students from about 20 schools in the area competing in sumo wrestling, building sumo wrestling robots, line tracing robots, robots that are in formal competitions like VEX and FIRST Robotics, and even something that seems fairly simple but is very physics, science-oriented catapult launch that they have to hit a target. So things like that. And that's been very, the team that we sponsor that go through our program at Rich East has moved on in VEX to win regional and national competitions. So we're really proud of the accomplishments that they've done.
That's exciting. Oh, sorry. Lisa just came in, and they just broke Tara's water, so she will be having a baby here soon.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Well, Don, thank you so much. And as far as the out-of-school youth, I mean, how do you recruit them?
It has been a struggle to get the numbers that we're looking for. It is a little long. It's a fairly lengthy program, given that they're earning industry certificates, and compared to some of our other programs that are 4 to 6 weeks long, and then you're placed in an internship. This one, there's a little more involved. So we've had some struggles getting the numbers into the program. Once they are in the program, we've instituted stipends for attendance and completion of certain mileposts, like earning your certificates, going on the internship, completing the internship, passing drug tests and things like that. So that seems to keep those that we do recruit the program for the duration. But yeah, it has been a bit of a struggle on the recruitment side.
And are those paid internships when they go on those?
They are, and we are in, most of our employers are in Cook County, so they are earning the $12 minimum wage through that 6 to 7 week internship. And then after placement, and as Nikki said, in our internship model, the interns don't necessarily get placed where they intern. The job offers that our candidates are getting are in the $16 to $17.50 range.
That's great. Does anybody have any questions? I feel like I'm asking all the questions. Anybody else have any questions for Don? Don and Nikki, thank you guys both for explaining your programs. I think it's nice to know what the other partners are doing with this Youth Career Pathways. And like I said, once again, you know, we can share information and resources to make, you know, all of our jobs, you know, hopefully, I don't know about easier, but, you know, get some ideas and stuff from other grantees as far as things that are working and not working. So if nobody has any other questions, one thing I want you to do before you leave, one of your assignments was to identify if there's any resources that you guys think is beneficial for our network here. I don't see anything in the chat pod yet. So if you've come up with a resource, whether it be a website or an article or a book or whatever that you feel has helped you do your job, if you don't mind typing it into the chat pod area, so that we can disseminate that and share that information. And like I said, I sent out something just yesterday, I think, to you guys that we got from Department of Labor regarding some TA tools that they just provided. So anytime we get something here, you know, and Tara was great about that. She'd always send out to you guys any information that we receive as far as, you know, technical assistance or resources to help us do our job better. But we want to hear from you guys, too, of things that you feel is beneficial, because it's it's a large sector and a lot of information out there, and it's hard for anybody to consume and find it all. So next week, Asian Human Services and Skills, we want you guys to have somebody that represents your organizations and do the same thing, talk about your programs and what you're doing. And then we're going to have a session 2 relating to the recruitment side. So, and techniques to get individuals into the program, and see if that's going to help you guys, especially the ones that are really short on your numbers. And once again, if you are short on your numbers, if you're concerned about meeting them, whether it be the enrollment or the work experience, you need to please reach out to us. If you have any questions related to the data that's in the Julio report or the data in IWDS, once again, reach out to me. Tara will be having her baby today, so she's dilated, and I hopefully later this afternoon I'll have some good news for you on that too. But if there's no other questions, I see a couple people have put some information in the chat pod. Yay! You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. It's wonderful to share this and for us to look at it too, because there may be things out there that obviously we are not aware of. So thank you guys so much for all your time and your effort. And is there any other questions or anything before we go for the day? Okay. Well, you guys have a great day. Keep up the great work. Talk later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.